Okay, Elijah, you're in the room, right?
Yes.
Please start sharing the screen. Amen. Please enable your video.
Yes, yes. Just a minute.
Okay. Okay. So let's start the hands-on session on day one. We have Dr. Eligio Maule. He's my colleague working at NAPAP CELAC. He has joined the ANUPEC, which is a hosting organization of NAPAP CELAC 2018, and has helping us developing Marine Environment Watch project using the expertise in deep understanding of ocean remote sensing. One of his paper at the geophysical research letter was awarded as a editor's highlight of the year. And recently, he has published a paper on globally consistent assessment of coastal eutrophication. Nature communications. He has been making a lot of Google annual conferences, being invited in international seminars. So now please take the room and conduct your lecture.
Yeah, thank you, Inksa. Thank you for a nice introduction. Can you hear me well? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So I will share my screen. Can you see my slide? I believe you can see, my slide. Yes, so today we start the hands-on session on webinar 2, monitoring and assessment of water quality by ocean color remote sensing. So before we move on to the hands-on session, I would like to spend some time on the things that we need for this hands-on session. We will be using mostly Python. It's a programming language. If you don't know how to program, don't worry, you don't need to do that so much. Everything has been prepared and you just need to follow and experiment. And for the training, we will be using Jupyter Notebook. Jupyter Notebook can be installed using this link. Actually, I would prefer that everyone do it right away so that if you have any problem, we can try to solve it. If it's very complex, we can check it later, but I believe it's not so difficult. And I would recommend using the second option, which is the most simple in most environments. And you just need to install Anaconda. If you go to this link, you will see this window here. You just scroll down until you see Anaconda installers. You can find for Windows, Mac OS, and Linux. So once you install this, for example, if you are on Windows, you can choose 32 or 64 or 32, but I would recommend 64. So you can install and just follow the wizard and it will install. So if everyone is following, I would give maybe some 5 minutes to try while we are talking about the very simple prerequisite things while you are trying to install the Anaconda. If you already have the Anaconda, it's okay. You don't need to install it again. So you can use the already installed Anaconda. And also, we will use a little bit just for demonstration things. If anyone has interest in Earth Engine, yeah, we will have some demonstration, but it's not a requirement. You don't have to have Earth Engine access. But if you would like to try it, yeah, you can check if you have access. If you don't have access, you can apply to have access right away on the Earth Engine. If you have a Gmail account or Google account in this case. So while maybe you are downloading the installation, I will briefly explain the training outline. On the day one, which is today, we will spend about 2 hours on looking at the application of ocean color. We will introduce the global electrification watch, which Dr. Terauchi introduced. And we will also introduce the online matchup tool. So the global electrification watch and the online matchup tool are some of the tools we developed at NAUPAP CIRAC. These tools we developed for the use of ocean color remote sensing. The global electrification watch, as the name suggests, is for preliminary screening of electrification using satellite ocean color data. And the online matchup tool is to help you do the matchup between your observation, in-situ observation, when you go to the sea and collect field samples with satellite images to do things like validation or verification of ocean color products. On day 2 and 3, we'll be working on time series analysis. We will, the NAUPAP CIRAC has a web page, which is a NAUPAP Marine Environmental Watch website that provides ocean color data. So we process and make data available on this website. And we will be looking at the data available there and how you can obtain the data and analyze it. The important thing is the data we provide in this website is originally on the is maintained on the original resolution. For example, Modis Aqua 1 kilometer, you will obtain it on the same 1 kilometer daily composite data. SGLI, for example, 250 meters, we also get it on that same 250 meter, but on daily composite or monthly composite or yearly composite. So we will be showing this website and how you can search within the NAUPAP area. So these are the things that we'll be looking at: how to make composite, how you can animate some images, how you can extract annual marks from monthly images. So some of these things actually are related to the analysis of electrification based on the procedure used on the NAUPAP region, and we will be discussing as we move along this exercise. So has anyone everyone downloaded, were able to download and start installation of Anaconda?
Alicia, it may be nice to explain what is Jupyter Notebook and what's the relation with Anaconda.
So I will explain after people have this one. I will open and show it on the browser so that, yeah. I just wanted to be sure that people are okay installing it. At this point, you just follow. There is no special thing to do. Just download and follow the wizard. Okay. So before I show the more details about the Jupyter Notebook, here there will be a certificate of completion that will be awarded to those who attend most of the lectures and hands-on session, and also complete the feedback form by the deadline. And this certificate will be sent approximately 2 weeks after the completion. So if you have any questions, you can direct them to this email. And in the subject, please put CIFNOPOP training course webinar 2. And today we will be, we will introduce this, the global electrification watches and the online MyShop 2. And as we said before, the resource page is this one. All materials for this training will be available on this GitHub page. And please download, I will send these links, just a minute. I sent the training materials to the chat. Please check the chat and download it. Once you download, you have all the materials in a folder. This probably might be zipped, so you can unzip it and just keep the structure as it is, just to simplify the flow, so you don't have any problems during the training. Yeah, so before we start, just to make sure that we are all in the same page. Like I said, for the training, we will be using Jupyter Notebook. So Jupyter Notebook basically is more like a page in the browser that lets you run commands. You can put code, and also you can write text combined and do things on the browser. So we will be using this. It's very convenient because you can keep record of comments and many other things as you work. So I will do a simple demonstration, but before that, I wanted to know if anyone is having difficulty in installing Jupyter Notebook.
So just for clarification, once the Anaconda is installed, Jupyter Notebook, access to Jupyter Notebook is already there, right?
It's automatically installed. Yeah.
Yeah. So at this point, it's important. So once you follow the installation of Anaconda, that will handle installation of Jupyter Notebook, which will be
so you don't
using.
Yeah. So this is the reason I recommend using Anaconda.
Mm-hmm.
If you install Jupyter Notebook, you might have to install many other things which will become difficult. So by using Anaconda, everything is solved for you. Yeah,
and from my experience, just to install Jupyter Notebook alone, you need to sometimes set up your environment, like set the path, and it's a lot of hassle. So in this exercise, I just recommend using Anaconda.
Yes.
So if anyone have any difficulties,
please let us know. Yes.
In the chat.
So
yeah.